The night before his crucifixion, Jesus gathered with his disciples in the upper room in Jerusalem. The city was alive with pilgrims preparing for the Passover, yet within that small, quiet room, the weight of eternity pressed down. Jesus knew that one among them would betray him. This was not a rumor, not a threat, but divine knowledge. John 13:11 says, "For he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, Ye are not all clean." This was a moment of love, sorrow, and warning. In one who had walked with him, shared meals with him, and heard every teaching, would deliver him into the hands of those who sought his death. The stage was set for one of the most profound and challenging moments in Scripture. Jesus had already taken the basin and washed his disciples' feet, demonstrating humility, service, and love. John 13:1-17 records this act, showing that the greatest among them must serve. After returning to his place, he spoke words that would pierce hearts. John 13:21-22 says, "When Jesus had thus said, he was troubled in spirit, and testified, and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me." The disciples were amazed and sorrowful, looking at one another, uncertain who it could be. Peter leaned toward John and asked quietly, "Lord, who is it?" The atmosphere was heavy with tension, grief, and anticipation. Jesus pointed subtly to Judas Iscariot. John 13:26-27 recounts, Jesus answered, "He it is, to whom I shall give a sop, was when I have dipped it." And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot. Judas took the bread and left immediately. The act was quiet but deliberate. No loud confrontation, no accusations, only the fulfillment of prophecy and divine purpose. Jesus' words were heavy with sorrow, yet filled with love. Even as Judas departed to betray him, Jesus' heart remained committed to the plan that would redeem humanity. The rest of the disciples were unaware at first. They wondered aloud, "Lord, is it I?" Each heart questioned itself. Every face reflected concern and fear. This moment exposed human vulnerability, the tendency to betray when confronted with fear, doubt, or selfish desire. Jesus did not condemn the group. He used the situation to teach about vigilance, self-examination, and the reality of human weakness. In the upper room, he revealed the depth of both divine knowledge and human limitation. Jesus continued by teaching about service and love. He said in John 13:34-35, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another." Even knowing betrayal was imminent, Jesus emphasized love. True discipleship is not measured by power, knowledge, or proximity, but by love expressed in humility and obedience. The upper room became both a place of warning and a classroom of eternal lessons. Matthew 26:21-22 records the sorrow that spread among the disciples when Jesus said, "Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me." They were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, "Lord, is it I?" Each disciple felt the weight of responsibility. Each questioned their faithfulness. The scene revealed the human heart in tension with divine knowledge. Even the closest followers of the Messiah could not escape the reality of sin, doubt, and weakness. And Jesus also predicted that Peter would deny him. In John 13:38, he said, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, that thou shalt deny me thrice before the cock crow." Peter was struck with incredulity and sorrow. He replied, "Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee." Jesus' prediction demonstrated divine foresight, but it also prepared Peter for the trials of faith ahead. This was a teaching moment within the moment. Faith is tested. Failure is possible. But restoration remains through grace and humility. The supper continued with bread and wine, which Jesus linked to his body and blood. Matthew 26:26-28 states, "And as they were eating, Jesus took bread, and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, 'Take, eat. This is my body.' And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, 'Drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.'" When even in the shadow of betrayal, Jesus emphasized covenant, remembrance, and the gift of salvation. The meal was a teaching of sacrifice, hope, and divine love that transcends human failure. Jesus used the night to prepare his disciples for the coming events. In John 14:1-3, he told them, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." When even with betrayal looming, he offered comfort, guidance, and hope. He prepared them to continue his mission and endure trials, knowing that faith requires endurance through both sorrow and uncertainty. Judas left the upper room, walking toward the chief priests to carry out his betrayal. In that moment the prophecy of Psalm 41:9 was fulfilled. "Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me." Jesus' words in the upper room were both warning and instruction. He did not prevent Judas's choice, but he exposed the heart and revealed the unfolding of God's plan. Betrayal, while tragic, did not thwart the mission. Love and redemption remained central. After Judas left, Jesus reminded the remaining disciples of the path ahead. In John 14:15, he said, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." Obedience and love are inseparable. Even in moments of weakness and impending suffering, following his guidance is the pathway to life. He emphasized faithfulness, service, and unity among his followers. The betrayal of one would not undo the work of many who remained devoted and loving. This night illustrates the depth of Jesus' knowledge, love, and purpose. He knew betrayal would come, yet he did not cease teaching. He knew Peter would falter, yet he prepared him for restoration. He knew suffering awaited, yet he emphasized covenant, obedience, and love. The upper room became a stage where divine foresight and human choice intersected. Every word, every gesture, every act carried eternal significance. Jesus predicts his betrayal to teach the heart of discipleship. Faith must withstand sorrow, love must persist through treachery, and obedience must endure even in uncertainty. The story of that night is a timeless lesson. Divine knowledge and human choice coexist. God's purpose remains unshaken. Love remains central. Redemption remains possible. The betrayal that night set the stage for the cross, but the message of hope, covenant, and divine love would shine brighter than any darkness. It is a story of warning, sorrow, and unwavering purpose that continues to guide hearts today.